It is Monday, May 18th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan, along for the ride as well. Hope everybody had a happy, healthy baseball weekend. I imagine there was a lot on the docket for you.
Watched a lot of baseball, Major League status, and also 10U status. Go SoCal Padres. We took down a tournament. Very gutsy wins. 3 yesterday.
Woo! That away. Go get him, Teddy and the crew.
I left my house at 6:30 in the morning, and I got back to my house at 6:30 at night.
Yep. I remember those days well. But you're going to miss those. I'm telling you, when your kids have like full beards and they're moving across the country, you're going to say, God, I wish I would have gotten up this morning at 6:30 and watch 12 hours of Little League baseball.
We're just the same person, just born a few years apart. That's all.
Yeah, not exactly, but close enough. Close enough. I appreciate that. I don't think it's good for you. Start off with a great tip of the cap. Rodolfo Duran of the Padres got his first major league hit over the weekend and went over the fence. And we always love it when guys do firsts or have their big league debut or whatever. This is a guy that spent 11 years, Plouffe, in the minor leagues and finally got to taste it and is a part of an awesome team that is about to have a huge series at home against the Dodgers. This is great.
Yeah, I mean, they continue to win games because of stuff like this. I feel like there's been some magic moments between him, between Sheets, but 11 years grinding it out like that. You have to love the game, number one. And perseverance is a real thing. And to finally get your shot, and then, first homer, first hit, first runs driven in a series sweep. So that's a good one. So congratulations. Yes, big tip of the cap.
A season sweep. They
season
won all
sweep. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And get the Eddie Vedder Cup, which I know that you're a huge fan of, as we found out on last week's
love
show.
I feel like we always say that, and people are like, oh, you must say Eddie Vedder. No, I've had many magical moments with that man.
Yeah. Okay. Rivalry weekend. Had its share of fun, no question about it. Crosstown, cross-borough rivalries gave us everything we wanted in New York and Chicago, especially on Sunday.
Caro hits a fly ball out into deep left center field. It's back there. It is gone! Edgar Caro wins it! Shut up! Yes! And Taylor gets a first pitch breaking ball, hits it deep down the line toward the pole, and it's out of here! Out of here! Tyrone Taylor ties the game with a 3-run homer. To first, and Bench chops one. In comes Schumann. He runs into his own man, and the Mets win the ball game.
So wins by teams that have always been the other team behind Big Brother in their respective towns. Good for the White Sox, good for the Mets. Why you sit there with a kind of a wrinkled eyebrow?
No, I agree. I just don't know if the White Sox were always little brother to the Cubs. The Cubs had some long history of bad years.
Yeah, but even with that, they were always the second most popular team, and it wasn't close.
Okay, 2005 exists, whatever.
Yeah, no, that when it comes to winning, you're right. But I'm talking about in the
big game James out there in Chicago.
Okay, that's enough now. Which series had more wow moments? Was it Mets Yankees or Sox Cubs?
They both were great, but you're going to go the Cubs, White Sox, spoiler alert. So I'll go Yankees, Mets here. And I think they both kind of mirrored each other in this, where we could have easily been talking about like, oh man, the Mets, like they just kind of are who we think they are. Lose 2 out of 3 to the Yankees. Things aren't good. Bo Bichette dropping routine fly balls. There's a lot of things we could be talking about. Instead, we get Tyrone Taylor, first pitch hanger from Bednar, puts it in the seats. All of a sudden, we get the walk-off win. Now we're talking about him. We're talking about Ewing and Benj and like what's going right with the Mets, essentially. That's what we're talking about. So I think, as far as moments go, that's huge. I love the swing by Taylor there. The walk-off is fun, not a great one. But yeah, I'll go with this series. Although again, both of them were great. A nice little series win for the Mets. Mark Vientos playing well. He turned a nice double play there for Williams to hold the Yankees. So I thought with what it meant for the Mets, because I truly think this meant so much for this. The Yankees, I told Dan, like, you should be embarrassed. They're just going to rinse this one off. They have bigger problems. They got the Jays and the Rays coming into town. But for the Mets, I think this could be a momentum builder. The way the series went could be a very big momentum builder, and they have been playing better as of late.
Totally. They went 5-1 on their homestand. And you know what? I'll talk about them. I thought that they did great. Yeah, you brought up Devin Williams. I thought Weaver was sensational on Saturday, getting out of jam. What, he had bases loaded and nobody out and wiggle out of that thing. That was really good work by them. But the Sox, I mean, we have talked about them an awful lot lately, and with good reason. I mean, they have been playing as well as any team in the American League outside of the Tampa Bay Rays. Just, I think one more time, Dan, do we have that Len Casper call, the walk-off? I mean, I need to hear it one more time. It was that good. Let's go. Give you 5 seconds. Okay. Sorry about that. I just want to, it was so good. And when he screams and has his voice crack and everything, like, we haven't heard that stuff. Usually it's been very somber and dulcet tones coming out of the South Side when you lose at least 100 games 3 straight years. Here we go. We hear it.
Deep left center field. It's back there. It is.
Keep going.
Edgar Carroll wins it.
Keep going.
Yes.
That's good. Shut up. He tells him to shut up at the end. I love that.
It's good stuff right there.
We had the Murakami with 2 homers on Saturday. They hit 5 homers off of Jameson Taillon. He couldn't keep the ball in the yard. Afterward, Taillon's like, listen, I don't know how 29 other teams passed on this dude. It makes 0 sense, and it's kind of what we've been saying all along. Did you see Mike Vasil? He's got the little wand that he does with Murakami in the dugout. They picked up that thing for $20 off of Amazon, and they've just been winning nonstop ever since. They're having a great time. They've got a legitimate offense. I'm still kind of hesitant with the pitching staff, but none of that mattered this weekend.
So we had the Etsy Witch. What's that? Who had that? Who was the Etsy Witch?
Oh, God.
Dan, get on that. Now we have an Amazon wand. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I understand that. I agree with Taillon about Murakami because, look, yes, we knew the whiff rate was going to be there. There's going to be some strikeouts, but along with that, there was pop. Now you could say, he wasn't going to hit heaters and whatever it is, but he's been exactly the player that was advertised. He's getting on base, he's drawing his walks, and he's hitting homers. OPS in the 9s. He's also bringing the energy from his beginning, his first press conference, him joking around, having fun. Like, this guy's different. Okay, I like this. He's confident. And he's just brought a different energy to that club where, now we're looking at them and saying, like, they could be for real. Between them and the Cardinals as being the 2 biggest surprises, like, I'm trying to think who, like, I like more rest of the season.
Good question. When do they play each other? Let's see when that happens. Maybe we could put that question somewhere.
I think I lean Cardinals.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, but I'd have to go in a little bit more.
Just write it in the chat, Dan. It was the Mariners that had the
Etsy Witch. Okay. Twins, can you find something? Like, let's go eBay.
I thought you were the guy that didn't like any of the shtick.
Well, if it's working, it's working, Chris.
Oh, God.
The eBay elf. I'm going to buy an elf from eBay.
Yeah, why don't you splurge a little bit for him? Take a little bit of that money.
There's guys making some big coin on that.
That's true.
Let's go.
Maybe you could get Matthew Stafford to sponsor the Twins, like Chico Bail Bonds used to sponsor the Bad News Bears.
We don't need it. We're fine, Chris.
Okay.
We're right in the thick of that AL Central.
Yeah. That's the fun thing about the American League. You have a hot week, and all of a sudden you hold a playoff position. Okay, let's get to the other side of the Chicago series. And Pete Crow Armstrong front and center, not just because he's a Gold Glove center fielder, but man, oh man, they were picking on him all weekend, and he fired back. He went after this ball. He made a couple of great catches in this series. This one he couldn't get a hold of, and as he face planted against the wall, there's a woman out there in those little boxes that are there she is. She's talking crap to him. So let's listen to exactly kind of what happened. We'll move on from there. Hold on. What are you laughing at, Plouffe?
I mean, that's a whole funny situation. The entire thing is hilarious, and I don't think we should really see it other than that. That's my
okay. Well, let's say what was reported that he said, because you really can't.
Reported?
Well,
What do you mean?
Well, can you tell exactly what he said there? Because I couldn't
Yes.
hear. You could hear it? Dan, one
What?
more time on that. Let's go. One more time on that one. The one from
You
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
hear
I
that?
guess you sure can hear it. So he says, "S my D" is what he says to
S
her.
my D F and B.
F and B. S my D, F and B. Okay? People are going to say,
Put on a shirt. I don't know.
you guys get on Dalton Rushing all the time for stuff. And we saw Pete Crow Armstrong, by the way, mouth FU to a guy that he threw out at third base. And Dodger fans are saying, you better bring the same energy that you did with Dalton Rushing. I don't know exactly what type of energy. We asked the question if he was the most hated guy in baseball. Suppose we could ask the same thing about Pete Crow Armstrong.
Well,
There it is.
yeah, look, I get the similarities. A couple different things here. Number one, I know PC hasn't been around for a long time, but this guy's like he's had a little bit more dirt on his spikes. I guess only a year. Has it only been a year we had PCA last year? Oh, he came up the prior year late.
Prior year late, right.
So there's that. I understand that conversation about us thinking Dalton Rushing is different. And maybe it's just because I know PCA and he's a premier, like the premier defender in the game. So he has proven it a little bit more. I don't love what he said, Chris. Is it funny to me? Yes. Do I love what he said? Do I think he regrets what he said? Yes, I also think that. I've talked to you about the South Side and about the fans there. They are nuts. And that lady, all she said was, "You suck," I think. That's what
That's certainly what it sounded like.
she was saying on her engagement parties. I don't know. She might have been throwing a few back there and wanted to get in on the fun, whatever. To answer back like that, like the Dalton Rushing stuff, I think the difference is there wasn't anything like initiated with Dalton Rushing. It was kind of him taking it upon himself for these moments. And PCA, I will say, got egged into it a little bit. Again, my take on it, I thought the whole situation was hilarious. I wish he wouldn't have said what he said. It's going to live on the internet. Is it that big of a deal? No, but I think he would take back those words.
Yeah, so there's a few things here. The PCA where he throws the guy out at third and he says F you. Is that different than what
No, that's the exact same as Dalton Rushing.
Right, that's the same exact thing. And I asked you if you were a teammate of Dalton Rushing's, would you say something? And I believe you said, yeah, I would probably pull him aside. Would you do the same if you were PCA's teammate?
Yes. This is what I would say to him. I'd say, we have bigger fish to fry, dude. Do I want you to lose your intensity? Absolutely not. But let's not have this like become a thing where you're getting questions about it after the game and it's taking your mind off of ball. Because this Cubs team, like just like the Dodgers, it's World Series or bust. That's it. It's the only thing that makes it successful. That's where they're at right now. So that's what I would say to him. Like, hey, like, love you, bro. You're the guy. Don't stop what you're doing out there. But like, let's just try to rein it in a little bit. Of course, I'd have that conversation.
Look, I'm always, and I've told you when I was in my younger years, I'm horrified to admit it, that I said some crappy stuff to pro athletes. Hated it. Like I hate now what I said then as a 17-year-old idiot.
Well, like in the stands?
Yeah, in the stands.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got same.
And yeah, well, I'm sure been on both sides of it.
I had Sean Burrows, RIP, flip me off at a Dodger game because I was calling his stats out. We were sitting there. He's playing third base. And he looked over me and flipped me off. Years later, I'm teammates with the guy. And he goes, I remember that day.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I was like a junior in high school or something. Just having fun, telling the pitcher's hitting better than him. Little did I know, pro ball's hard.
Yeah, it is. Joke's on you. I like it when people fire back. Like Kevin Durant, there's great clips of him turning around and MFing people as people are trying to talk. I don't know why in the world you're going to talk to the guy who might end up as like the second leading scorer in NBA history and try and talk shit to him, but that's your choice. That's your choice. Fine. And he turns around and he gives it right back. I had no problem with PCA going back at her. I hate what he said. And if it were my son, I have sons that are his age. If it were my son, I would say, even though he's an adult, listen, dude, it's okay. You could even just said F you. And I would have been okay with it. His choice of words were not good. I would have been embarrassed if that was Rose in center field instead of Crow Armstrong. But it's not. We both like PCA a lot. I love his energy. And by the way, I think he's got to lean into kind of the evil dude. He's going to be around. He just signed a long-term contract. Hold on
Why?
here. Hear me
Tell
out.
me why.
Just in this rivalry. Nowhere else. Ozzie Guillen for years shit-talked Wrigley Field and the North Side. He would get booed incessantly up there. And after a while, I was like, screw it. I don't care. Go ahead. Let me have it. Particularly after he won his ring as a manager. I mean, he loved going there. Loved it. So I think the PCA, I don't think he should back down on his yearly trip to the South Side.
Yeah, it's just added pressure
Yes, it
that
is.
you don't need. And maybe you take that pressure and make a diamond. I don't know, but I'm on the fence of like, dude, we got bigger things going on. I agree. I didn't like what he said. And I don't know Dalton Rushing, and maybe that is why, you talk about it. Although, you kind of the quotes coming from the Dodgers aren't like, I don't know. Maybe we need to give Dalton Rushing a little bit of love.
Maybe, but I mean, he has nothing bad has transpired since then. He had a bad 2-week run where everything got caught on social media. And so there you go.
Well, he did there was an article about a lot of people talking about me like I'm the villain, and we don't want that. I'm sure it wasn't just us.
No, we did nothing. We asked the question. You said, yeah, if I were a teammate, I'd talk to him. Please. Yeah, I love it. Look, you're passionate about your team, and we get it. I've heard it all for however long social media has been around. Why don't you talk about this guy the same way? Well, not every situation is exactly parallel. They are all kind of in their own little vacuum, and that's why. So we've done it. We talked about it. I'd love to hear your response in the comments section. Do you think PCA looked bad? Do you think he had every right to say what he said at the given time? All that sort of stuff. How's it compare to what transpired with Dalton Rushing in recent weeks? We want to hear from you guys as well. That's what we're about here. It's a community. We share thoughts. And right now, I share this thought with you, that today's episode of Baseball Today is sponsored by T-Mobile. So whether you're on the go or at the ballpark, T-Mobile is built to keep you connected wherever the game takes you. With America's best network, your phone is going to work, even in a crowded stadium. Anybody who's been to the big game knows the feeling. Your team hits a walk-off, right, in Chicago, in New York. Everybody's trying to text or post and send videos at exactly the same time, and suddenly your phone won't load anything. Or when you're trying to stream the game while traveling and the feed keeps buffering at the worst possible moment. Those are the moments that matter to real baseball fans, and a drop signal should not be the reason you miss any of them. T-Mobile's network, it's built specifically to handle all of them. Talking about packed stadiums, big moments, no problem. Find out how baseball hits different with T-Mobile at T-Mobile.com/MLB. It's the fastest based-on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data of national speed score results for 2H 2025. Best based-on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data 2H 2025. All right. Phillies. Kind of a rivalry weekend. I suppose when you go across the Keystone State against the team that's kind of on the up, and on Sunday you get to face maybe the best starting pitcher on the entire planet, you're going to be ready to go. Bryce Harper certainly was.
Fly ball, left center field. Hit pretty well. Mangum going back toward the wall. It is gone! Into the Phillies bullpen. Bryce Harper has just added to the lead.
He remains hot. So too does Schwarber, who hit a couple of bombs and has 20 on the year. They got great pitching as well. So my question to you is this: true or false that after the Braves, the Phillies are the biggest threat to the Dodgers for the NL crown?
This one's a tough one for me, Chris. I want to say, my heart wants to say yes. I still think I'm going to go Brewers number one. And I know what we saw transpire. Over the last playoff series. We know what happened. They didn't score any runs. I just think that eventually we're going to get a series out of them where they match up. We know they can run prevent. As long as they can figure something out offensively, I still think they're just such a good all-around baseball team that I think they are still the biggest threat after the Braves. Phillies obviously there too. They're gonna have to pitch their butt off, which they can. Like if they get Christopher Sanchez, Zach Wheeler going back to back, and you can steal a couple games. I mean, that's how you win series right there. Plus, we've seen Schwarber, what he's done. 20 homers already is nuts. Bryce Harper going off. Like they have up and down enough lineup to get it. So they're very, very close. Just something about the Brewers to me, man. Like I just don't like matching up against them in a series. They just have too many ways to beat you. So I think I'll go Brewers, and then I'll go Phillies, and then I'll go Cubs.
Man, we just saw those top two on display. Saturday, Sanchez struck out 13, complete game shutout. I think the second of his career, gave up 6 hits, and then Wheeler was not much behind him with 7 really strong innings on something. That post back-to-back shutouts against the Pirates team, which people say, well, it was the Pirates. Have you noticed the Pirates top 6 in runs, top 10 in OPS? It's no longer like the joke of a Pirates offense. Like it's legitimate. And the way that they made Skeens work after that first inning when he went strikeout to start the game was pretty impressive. And to get him out of that game without recording an out in the 6th inning was pretty damn good. I do think that it's going to end up being Philly. And I think they might even be a harder out. Can I say this? No, I'm not going to say they're a harder out than the Braves. They need more people than 3 dudes on offense. It's basically been Schwarber, Harper, and Brandon Marsh, who's had a fantastic year. And that's it. Trey Turner hasn't gotten going. JT Realmuto's been fine. Sorry, JP Crawford has been okay too. You know, Justin Crawford, sorry. Justin Crawford has been good. He's given him some moments, but nobody else. They only have 4 hitters with an OPS over 655. Not even a guy who's gotten like 18 at bats has an OPS over 655. So go do that. Did you see what happened Saturday, by the way, with Marcell Ozuna and Christopher Sanchez? I guess they're buddies.
What's up with that?
So Ozuna said, I'm going to take you deep. And he ended up striking out 4 times.
And he was toying with them too. Change up, sliders, sinkers, just a little bit of everything.
Look at him. Look at Sanchez laughing and smiling, having the time of his freaking life.
I still think it's the Brewers, Chris. I'm going back to the last series. Dodgers scored 2 runs, 5 runs, 3 runs, 5 runs. Like, that's about as good as you can hope for right there. But the Brewers scored 1 run, 1 run, 1 run, 1 run. So they just need, like.
Okay, so let me throw this at you. I know that the Dodgers got the Phillies last year. I think it was in 4 games they beat them. You can only have one top 2. Would you rather have Sanchez and Wheeler or Yamamoto and Ohtani?
Oh, what do you mean? Like as far as pitchers?
Yeah, you can only have,
I have to pick between those top 2. Sanchez and Wheeler versus Yamamoto and Ohtani.
Juicy, isn't it?
That's like no offense. That's a dumb question. It's a win-win.
Dumb? Wait, I'm asking you it's like saying which flavor of ice cream do you like better? It's not a dumb question.
No,
they're all great.
It's like, what filet mignon do you want? They're identical. What do you mean?
I don't know if they're identical.
All right, I'll bite on this. I'll say Wheeler and Sanchez, lefty righty.
To me, Yamamoto is the
there's no right answer or no wrong answer. So
that's the fun part. Those are the fun.
I think that makes it a bad question.
Sports. It's not a dumb question.
I didn't mean to say dumb. Me and PCA just saying things we don't mean.
Yeah, geez. Pretty soon there's something vile gonna come out of your mouth.
A couple Valley boys with a potty mouth.
Yeah, you better not talk that way at the 10U games, by the way.
I had to apologize to this guy. I hate when coaches are like, that's a balk. I'm like, dude, let the umpires call it. And this guy said it. Most of the time, it's like during, like when the play is still live. This guy said it after. And I was like, dude, the umpire will call it. And I felt bad saying it. Because I think, I don't know.
I think if I remember correctly, at this age, they give kids a warning because it's
Not anymore. Not where we
Not anymore?
play.
Oh, that's too bad.
No, but anyways, I said, look, man, I didn't mean to call you out like that. Just like we have guys that like cause balks because they yell it. I was like, you didn't do that. Like, you waited, which is fine.
And by the way, it's 10U baseball. Your job is, as a parent, your job is to sit there and cheer for the kids in the dugout. You're not to talk to the umpire. You're not to say shit about the rules. Don't do any of that stuff. That is
you out there telling everybody that.
Hey, dude, years ago, I stopped a tournament. Okay. We had a big thing at our Encino Little League called the Jamboree, and it's for all the 6 and 7-year-old. It's the best couple days of the year. Every team plays 6 one-inning games. You hit everybody. There's no outs recorded. You have to score as many runs as possible, right? So there are outs recorded, but it's not 3 outs and it's done. It's everybody hits. One guy started getting in the ears of the umpires, who are 14 years old, mind you, and showing them. And so our parents start getting on that guy. And I stopped and I said, in front of everybody, and the whole league is watching, I said, hey, I forget what team we were. Parents of this, you're there to root for these kids. Let that guy be an idiot with a bunch of 14-year-old umpires. If he wants to be a moron right now and expose exactly who he is, let him do that. It's not your job to call him out. It's your job to root for our kids. And that's what you're there for. For God's sakes. I could write a whole book on that stuff.
And at that time, you were balling. You had the frosted tips. People you're like, oh, this is Chris Rose is talking.
Yeah, no gray beard back then. I was actually still looking handsome.
Yeah, alpha male Chris Rose. I like that.
By the way, kudos to the Phillies, who are 15-4 under Donnie Baseball. By the way, Dusty Watson had to manage. I think he became the first father-son to manage in the big leagues. His dad, John Watson, was a longtime manager of the Royals and longtime catcher.
First father-son managers?
Did I read that right? I thought I saw that.
I feel like the Boones have got to have managed, no?
Bob Boone didn't manage, I don't think.
I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody can point that out. But anyway, 15-4. Donnie Baseball had to go, I think, to his son's graduation at Purdue, if I read that one right. And also Kotze took a day off. Good for him. Go watch his daughter graduate from USC.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Shout out, Kotz. Ron Gardenhire managed. Toby Gardenhire on the big league staff right now, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, there might be some, but I thought I saw that. Maybe I read so much stuff over the weekend, it all just seeps in. Let us know who is the biggest threat. We say Braves to the Dodgers. You can say somebody else, but then who's next in line? Is it the Brewers, as Plouffe says? Is it the Phillies, as I say? Is it some other team out there that we're not thinking of? Is it the Padres, who, by the way, are right on the Dodgers' heels and they'll play tonight?
I almost went Padres. Went Padres.
Maybe.
I'm still scared of their pitching staff.
All right. There's a reason I'm wearing the Cardinals cap today, and let's get to it. What an amazing weekend we had in St. Louis. Cards took 2 out of 3 in the Royals in the I-70 series, but the real story was the crowd. You had Stephen F. Austin's club baseball team was in town to play for the club baseball championship at their level.
What's that?
Club baseball. You know what club baseball is.
I don't know what club baseball is, because this is a college, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of colleges that have club baseball. So you have baseball as a sport at these schools, and then kids who played in high school but either didn't want to continue pursuing it in college or weren't good enough to play, but they play club baseball, and they have club sports in everything.
Is this what they mean by intramural sports?
No, it's different than intramural. Club is actually something where they do have practices, they do have coaches, there's no scholarships, you're usually paying a nominal fee to play. And then travel.
These guys just love ball. They love ball.
It's awesome.
Okay.
It's great stuff. All right, Dan, do we have this video of the guys? There they are, tarps off. They started waving their shirts around. They get a walk-off on Friday night. And here is Ali Marmol after the game.
Whoever started that in right field, I'll do whatever I need to do to make sure they come every game, because that was awesome. Not only them, but everybody that showed up today. That was a fun environment. Go ahead.
You guys could feel that from the...
Are you kidding me? Yeah, you can feel it, man. It's awesome, and it creates an environment where it's not only filling this place up, it's making it a tough place for other teams to come in and play.
Well, Ollie put his money where his mouth went because then on Saturday, they returned for more. There they are. They all showed up, tarps off. Ollie bought out all of the tickets in the right field section for Saturday and Sunday. You just had to go claim them on social media. This is freaking awesome, dude. This is the best story I've heard in years.
They're having fun out there in St. Louis in a season where they weren't too sure. I guarantee they had the talks in spring training. We can do this, guys. Like it's us against the world. And then usually you just get off to a bad start, but the Cardinals haven't. They've continued to play very good baseball. Now you got, a little regional rivalry series that brings the crowd out in general, but then you get the tarps off. And yes, I agree with him. It does make it I'll say this about visiting, like going into somewhere where the crowd is big and loud. It's makes it a lot more fun to play whenever you have a big crowd. But there are times, daunting times late in the game where it just gets loud, and it adds a little bit of pressure to you. So I agree with him there. Love everything about this. I thought we sent Jolly Olive and Jimmy Norp out there to just cover this. Turns out they were just like randomly there. So we got to see Jolly and Jimmy Norp's Nips as well. It's just a big day for Nips out of the park.
Hey now.
Are you doing it?
Well, so here's the thing. The only bit of that kind of got me a little bit was that I am the original tarps off guy at the warehouse.
Yeah.
And so I kind of felt like they should have called me in. Like I would have made the trip. I think Stephen F. Austin is in Nogatogus, Texas, if I'm saying it right. I think that's where it is. I would have made the drive with you guys. I could have been the team chaperone to
How far is it from St. Louis?
It's far. It's far. Maybe I would have flown from there, but I would have been the team chaperone. Okay. And I would have done it because, for God's sakes, if there's one guy who knows about tarps off, it is the old man who is always ready. I'm knocking shit over and I don't care. I have got the original tarps off. That's right, folks. If you are going to a game in St. Louis, you damn well better invite me next time. For God's sakes, let's go.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, I just was like, get this guy off my screen. You look great. I wanna put you down, but you look great. And you've been working hard, so I appreciate your hard work. And you stop doing that. Just stop doing that. But all right. I mean, I was already excited to do the show. Now look at me now. I can't stand up.
All right. I got to put this on. That's enough.
That is enough.
Woo!
Me and Jake showed a little nip on Talking Baseball. We didn't go pull tarps off. It's our Talking Baseball is a much more classy show than this.
Yeah. Well, that's why you guys are the top dog, and we're trying to make it. We're just trying to make it. There we go. How great is this? Ollie took him into the clubhouse after Saturday's game. The guys were loving it. They're all going through like the hugs and handshakes afterward. This dude, Dan, you got to put him up. That guy could have been Miles Michaelis's love child.
Love child? What's okay? I'm excited. It's baseball's hot in the streets, Chris. It really is. And now I'm wondering, like, clearly these guys can't go up every series. They got ball to play. So are the St. Louisians, what do you call St. Louis people? St. Louisites?
Okay.
St. Lunatics. Are they going to continue this?
Well, I did see somebody on social media say, you know what? The Cardinals should invite like club baseball teams and whatever teams to kind of fill that area and keep the tradition going. And the Stephen F. Austin club baseball team, who has a Twitter handle, was like, hell yes, keep doing it. They are fully behind it. Like these kids were so appreciative of the way they were treated by Cardinals fans, the ushers in the stadium. I saw them take a picture with them. The way the Cardinals treated them. Could you? These guys are like, they were joking. They all are taking a picture with Mason Wynn in the clubhouse, and one guy goes, "This is the closest I'm ever going to get to the major leagues." Like, they were so appreciative of the way everybody wrapped their arms around them, whether shirts were on or off. It doesn't matter. It's freaking great. I loved it.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Ollie Marmol, I'm on to you, big dog. I am on to you. Savage move. Great. That's a great chess move right there.
It was great.
Has anybody flipped the script more than Ollie Marmol this year?
Well,
A lot
let's
of
see.
people not happy with them before.
Yep.
We were talking F.
Yes, we were.
And then he meets Jake Storiale at the winter meetings. They have drinks. And now all of a sudden he's buying tickets. He's like the beloved St. Louis Cardinals manager. And just like that, I'm on to you, though. I like what you're doing, though.
It was awesome. It was really one of my favorite stories that we've had in years in this sport. If you were there at any of the games and you want to share any anecdotes, please do in the comments section. Maybe we'll read them on a show later this week. God, I just loved every bit of it.
I well, real quick, PR is a real thing. Like, so Ollie, good job. That's great PR for you.
Yes.
Jake was like, you know what PCA has to do? He's got to buy him like the nicest wedding present possible.
That would be amazing.
Right? Or like if he shows up at the wedding somehow, like,
oh my God. Well, what do you think the wedding would be like, though?
He just walks in a full Cubs uniform and knocks over the cake and leaves. Like something like that. You got to do it.
You can't knock over this. Stop that right now.
Just
bite your
smack
tongue.
the cake or bring a bat in there and go. Pff.
No, I thought you were going to go the other direction, that he would deliver the nicest wedding gift ever and say, I just want to wish you best of luck on the rest of your journey together. You want him to smash the cake?
You send him a nice gift because we're all just acting at this point. I want him to walk in there in a Cubs uniform with a bat and just take a freaking hack at that cake and then walk out. Behind the scenes, he sends them a nice gift. It's all they know what's up.
There's no way. There's PCA, if you're listening, brother, don't listen.
Absolutely do
no,
that,
no,
PCA.
No. Stop right now.
Can you imagine?
That's gross. What is the matter with you? Remember how important the wedding cake was to you guys?
No, I was at that point. It's a blur.
Not true.
Weddings are so. Sorry,
don't say it.
Weddings, they are.
Bite your tongue.
They're so stupid.
No, they're.
I love my wife more than anybody. You know,
I know
that.
you do.
I cherish our marriage. I think wedding parties are like it's. I mean, who's it for? Not the bride and groom.
Did you have the cake a year later? You know how you're supposed to freeze it? I don't know. We had ours a month later because we were back out in LA. That was the first thing I did. I knocked over my mother-in-law just to get to that damn freezer. It's like, give me that shit, Janet. Out the way.
Do it, PCA.
Don't do that, PCA. Stop.
Him and Caleb Williams walk in, just freaking boot the cake off the table. Love that.
You know what I love? Both Plouffe and I have the privilege of going to multiple stadiums every year. And one of the fun things is when we kind of scour the crowd, we're like, that's a John Boy Media t-shirt. There's a John Boy Media hoodie. Love it. Love it. It's great stuff. And so there's a ton of John Boy Media merch in the crowd. The reach is powered by Shopify's fulfillment infrastructure. That is Shopify at work. When we design a product around a baseball moment, Shopify connects us directly to our manufacturers so orders flow out on time, lands with fans wherever they are. There's no bottlenecks. There's no delays. And ShopPay removes the friction at checkout. So the fan who finds the product actually follows through on the purchase. That combination of reach and conversion is what makes the whole thing work. Start your free trial at shopify.com/today. I'm telling you, it could happen. I'm out at Angel Stadium the middle of this week. Plouffe, I think you're going to Fenway this weekend. You'll see stuff there. It could be a random Tuesday in Cincinnati, but Shopify lets us get the gear everywhere. So why don't you get on board and go do that today? All right, Dodgers. Boy, they took it to the Angels in the Freeway Series. They just smacked them all over the place. Meanwhile, the Padres, we mentioned it earlier in the show, another clean sweep of the Mariners up in Seattle. So now the NL West is up for grabs for the next 3 nights in San Diego. How big a series is this?
As big as a series can get in May. Like I think it's great. I want to see what happens, but you can't tell a series or a season from a series in May. So I'm excited to watch this one. I think the Padres probably need it more than the Dodgers, although they're doing just fine. Like, again, like, I don't know how much juice we got to put into this. But I am very interested in the series. There's no doubt about it. A lot of storylines, a lot of things going on. Some people slumping, some people going off, some stars not doing it, although Shohei is kind of back. He's starting to hit again. So, I mean, I'm not like, it's a big series. It's a fun series. I think that's a better word for it. It's a fun series, big series. I don't know how many big series you can have in May.
I think it'll be a blast to watch. And you've heard me say this about the Padres and Petco over the last basically 5 years. You can't tell whether it's Monday night or Saturday night there. That joint is going to be jumping. I'll be curious to see if and how many Dodger fans make the trek down the 5 to get there. I can't imagine that during a work week with kids still in school that it's going to be that large a number. And I'm sure that San Diego is not going to want to give up its tickets because they know how much they value the 2 home series a year against the hated Dodgers. Let's remember last year, LA went 9-4 against San Diego. Now, here's why I think it's a little bigger than what you might be putting out there.
Tell me, baby.
Tatis still homerless.
Yeah.
He's got 19 career homers against the Dodgers. I know it's a division rival, so I get that. It's the second most he's ever hit against the squad. Manny Machado, the most homers he's ever hit against one team is the 24 against the Dodgers. And he's kind of split his career between the AL East and the NL West now. So he's had ample opportunity to make it other teams. But it's the Dodgers. They got to get these guys going. They got to get them going. They got to get Jackson Merrill. I think it's one of the most amazing stories that the Padres are a half game out, and they have gotten jack squat from their 3 biggest bats in the lineup this year. It's incredible.
It's wild. It's a testament to their bullpen mostly. But yeah, some timely hitting. I mentioned Gavin Sheets earlier and what he's been able to do. But it's the pitching for the Padres is probably as best as it can line up. You're getting King, you're getting Vasquez. In between that, you're getting Griffin Canning, who hasn't been great this year, but there's still hope for him. Only 3 starts in. And then the Dodgers have Yamamoto, Sheehan, and Ohtani going for them. It's going to be a fun series.
Fun series.
I think Padres fans are going to hate this. I think it means more to Padres fans.
Yeah, it does. Of course. There's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. It's one of 3 really good fun divisional series that are really important. You could even make an argument for a 4th, but I'll put Toronto at New York. That starts tonight. You've got Milwaukee at the Cubs. That starts tonight. That's huge. And then Cleveland at Detroit. By the way, I just have one thing to say about that fine city, Detroit. Detroit basketball. Enjoy your offseason.
Oh, gosh. I haven't watched one second of playoff basketball.
We won Game 7 by 30-plus points last night on the road in Motown to advance. We're going to be
the Cavaliers are in it.
Yeah, we're one of 4 teams left. We're going to be a massive underdog against the Knicks, which we should be. But to come back and whoop Detroit's ass the way we did after getting blown out at home in Game 6, that was good stuff.
Can I guess who's in it? So you said Knicks versus Cavs. I feel like the Spurs are there?
Yes, and then there's one other team.
Is it the team that's like Binga? Is OKC still there?
You nailed it. It's like you're an NBA expert.
I watch the NBA. Never, not 1 second.
Yeah, you should watch it at this time of year.
I agree. I don't know. I used to watch the Lakers play a lot when Kobe was around.
Yeah, of course.
Celtics rivalry was big. That was a lot of fun. And then I don't know, just kind of got away from it.
It's okay.
I think because a lot of it was during the baseball season.
Absolutely.
To it. Yeah.
Plus, when you're a parent, you got to pick and choose, man. And you work in the industry, you got to pick and choose what you.
And now I'm a freaking. I didn't watch NFL either, and now all of a sudden I'm at every game. So.
Hey, one other quick Dodger note. Blake Snell is expected to have surgery this week. Loose bodies in his elbow. Los Angeles very confident that he'll be back at some point in the second half. But if things go wrong, can LA three-peat without him?
Yes, they can. Obviously, he helps out, but yes, they have enough pitching depth. We've seen that year in and year out with them. They understand that injuries are going to happen. They have the depth. They can do it. Answer unequivocally is yes. He obviously helps, but yes.
To me, the most interesting part about this, and look, he has obviously the same agent as Tarek Skubal, so it sounds like he might end up getting this nano needle scope, and Skubal's already back throwing, and so he could be 6-ish weeks. Snell might follow the same formula. We don't know. To me, the most interesting part of this story to follow is how the Dodgers handle the trade deadline. If they're not 100% certain on his health, do they go out and try and get somebody else? I know it sounds absolutely nuts when, you have Yamamoto, you have Ohtani, you have Sheehan, you have Robleski, who's pitched incredibly well. You have Tyler Glass now. He's going to have a shortish stay for a bad back. I mean, it's an
We'll see.
embarrassment of riches.
I mean, yeah, obviously they'll put feelers out there. The big guy they're going to put feelers out on. Just mentioned him.
Oh, come on. Skubal?
Look, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but they're going to put feelers out there. Everyone already does anyway. And the one scenario that we said would make it okay for the Tigers to trade Skubal would be if they just weren't in contention. I'm not saying they're still in contention right now, but like it could trend that way, Chris. If you're right now, what are they back? Let's see. I got the
They're
standings.
2.5 out of the wild card.
Okay.
Can I tell you? The Angels, as poorly as they've played, are closer to a playoff spot than the New York Mets.
I'm just saying right now, like they're not playing great. Skubal is hurt. Clip this whole part or take it out if you want. It doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying they will reach out about him. Everybody will.
Okay. All right. So a lot to get to there. Put it in the comments. Dodgers, Padres, San Diego fans, how big a series is it? You can talk about the other series that I mentioned, Brewers, Cubs, Yankees, Blue Jays, Guardians, Tigers, if you want, whatever you got. We still have a little more show to go, but first this word from my buddy.
Baseball is here, people. The days are getting longer. The sun is back out, and baseball season is finally upon us. Baseball is a game of inches. The result of a game hinges on 1,000 little moments, and momentum can shift quickly. That's why we decided to team up with Fanatics Markets, the trusted home for real-time sports prediction markets. It's simple. Just pick a game and choose an outcome, like which team will win, which player will hit a home run, and more. It's time to get involved in the action. Then buy contracts based on what you will think will happen. Yes, if you think it will. No, if you don't. You can buy as many as you want, sell if the price moves in your favor, or let them settle when the event ends. So from opening day to the Fall Classic, no matter who you root for, Fanatics Markets is right there with you. Join the Baseball Today family on Fanatics Markets. Event contracts carry risk of total loss and changing prices. Not good for all investors. Not available in all states. Must be 21 plus. See important disclosures in Fanatics Markets app. Customers are introduced to Crypto.com by Paragon Global Markets, LLC, DBA Fanatics Markets IB, and introducing broker registered with the CFTC and a member of the NFA.
Thank you, Trevor. A few other things. Corey Seager did not play at all this weekend against the Astros because of a bad back. He's headed back to Arlington for further testing. How concerned are you?
I mean, we'll see what the results come back as, but yes, they need Corey Seager in that lineup. Already off to a slower start, but he's one of the most important offensive pieces on that team. They need him to be good if they want to go. So I'm very concerned for the Rangers. The entire AL West is mid right now, essentially. So I'm concerned because if Corey Seager's out for an extended period of time, it's just I don't want to write the Rangers off, but that makes it very, very difficult for them to kind of compete. Like he is the centerpiece of that offense.
And he has dealt with a bad back, it feels like, virtually every day since year 2 of his big league career. So this is something. Oh, on top of that, he's in a career worst 0 for 27 slump. Now, Friday, he had a planned day off. Saturday, Sunday, he tried, just couldn't get it revving. They continued on to Colorado. He did not. He's back in Arlington. We'll keep you posted on that. Marcelo Zuna, we did show you him striking out 4 times earlier in this show against Christopher Sanchez. He did hit a homer against the Phillies. Did you see Johan Ramirez in the bullpen make the catch in the cone?
Oh, I did see that. Okay, I wasn't sure what we were showing. I did see that. It's a great play. I think I saw Jack and Zoe say something like, "This is just what we do in the warehouse all the time." So
I love it that they did the whole stat cast. The catch probability was less than 5%. I would put it at less than that. I don't know who's judging.
That's not an easy catch right there because the cones are sneaky heavy too. So you got to like have the wrist strength right there. Nice spot. Perfect.
Good work. Cleveland taking 2 of 3 in the Battle of Ohio against the Cincinnati Reds, but maybe the funniest thing that happened all weekend was this clip.
Pops the first pitch up.
Yes, you like that. First pitch, 1 out.
Manzardo had trouble, lost it in the sun. Never saw it.
Does he have glasses on top of his hat?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
going on. I mean, his face now.
I have a hard time believing, guys, the sun's been out there all day. Who are you surprising? Are you kidding me? He's got his sunglasses on his hat. That's
Man, I love it because nothing gets under your skin more
that
than
is unbelievable. Why do you have them on your hat?
You're a former infielder. Why do you have him on his hat?
Well, at least he hit a couple homers in that series. Shout out Angel Martinez, your guy. You shouldn't. I will say this. I don't like fielding ground balls with sunglasses on.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that aspect of it. Maybe we got to bring back the flip shades.
Did you ever wear those?
I tried them. Jamie Carroll tried to get me to wear them. I was also not about that life. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I can do this. So I just would either, if you got them, I never put them on my hat, put it that way. You'd be hard pressed to find a time where I had my glasses on my hat when I was actually playing, unless it was like a cloudy day, intermittent, something like that. If you got them, you wear them. That's just the line.
Okay. Rick Manning is a guy who's been doing Indians/Guardians games for decades, and first of all, he looks amazing. He's in his 70s, and he looks like he could still play. He gets so crusty with some of that stuff, man. You could hear it in his voice. He wanted to go down and punch Manzardo.
Well, I'll tell you this much. It wasn't for fashion. Manzardo's not a fashion guy, so it's just what he just forgot.
But you know what he did? Hit show homers. He had 2 of Cleveland's 6 on Sunday. It's pretty good. Brandon Nimmo, good guy, bad guy? That's the question in Houston. He robs the home run from Yordan Alvarez, so that's the bad guy part of the equation, right? Everybody in Houston was excited to see Yordan go deep again. Didn't happen. Great catch at the wall. Took it back a souvenir. But then Brandon Nimmo, being the guy that he is, returns later in the game, says, here's a ball for you. If you're the Astros fan, are you thankful?
Oh, man, you love that. You love it so much. I tell you all the time, Chris, how a baseball player can just make somebody's day, make their year by just flipping him a baseball, dude. It's so easy. Brandon Nimmo understands that. What a stud. That guy loves that. Loves every bit of that.
Great effort. Great play. Last thing, Miami Marlins throwing the ball around the infield, right? Just like you do in between every half inning. Throwing the ball to first, the infielder does. Catcher throws it to second at the same time. I've never seen this before, where the balls hit one another 10 feet from second base. Scale of 1 to 10, how amazing is this?
6. I feel like it happens more often than you think.
You've seen it?
I've seen it happen in the minor leagues, yeah. Been part of it. I don't know if I threw the ball. I don't think I threw the ball, but it definitely happens.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
To me, that feels like Randy Johnson hitting the bird.
That's also happened more than once. So, didn't Zach Gallen hit it not too long ago?
Yes, he did.
Tripping on that? I don't know. It's a great visual. Great visual. Love that. Love that for our game.
6. I was like 100, but now you've kind of peed on the blanket a little bit.
I did a little bit.
Okay. Boy, there was a lot of fun stuff in today. So that's what happens on Mondays. We're excited. I promise to keep my shirt on the rest of the day. I feel invigorated. No lifting today. Maybe just a good brisk walk for the old man.
Okay.
All right, we're back at it again on Tuesday. We cannot wait for that. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am a shirt-wearing Chris Rose. We will see you Tuesday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.